Good day all. Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up's for Thursday, the 24th of March, 2022, 7:45 p.m. So it's a long day for me. We had a great webinar, great questions. I had a ball at today's one. It moved quick. We had a lot of questions, but I'm going to ask you one more time. When you get your registration, write me out of the registration form, my link, what charts you want me to do so I can get them done. I'm never going to be able to do everything you want as the webinar's going. I'm not Kramer. Kramer has a whole team behind him that can create the charts, bring up the screens. I'm one guy. I wish I had his staff. I don't have that. All right, so let's talk about the rally today and what that means, because that should be on your mind. You had a big break yesterday. You rallied back today. Now let's talk about part of what's behind the rally. Great jobless rate numbers. You're down 187,000 jobless claims. That's under the 200,000. That's about 17,000, 18,000 more than the market was looking for in terms of the break. Nice break in continuing claims. Still 11 million jobs not filled. So the chains are coming in. People are going off the unemployment rolls. This is great news. That could rally a market. Then you get the different regional Fed districts, and each one that's been coming out this week, stellar on both service and manufacturing. Now the negatives are, if you looked at mortgage rates, just a week ago they were 4.16 to 4.5% right now. If you look at the curve yield, it's holding here about 20 points to 2 to 10s, but the rates keep gradually working their way higher. The war situation's getting worse, not better. Today, I give, again, President Biden credit on the national stage, say, you're not welcome at the G20 meeting. But better yet, what he did is, let's throw him out of the G20. You don't have a right to be in the G20. The other members can get you in. They invite you in. Group of 20, group of 7. No, throw them out. Russia doesn't believe in any civilized group. He's got the groups he belongs in. Putin's got China, Venezuela, Iran, and Cuba. I love the Cuban people. That's the saddest thing. By the way, I don't dislike Iranian people. Some of my closest friends came here when the Shah was there. Their families ran here at that point. It's governments that are the problem, not the people. That's what I've generally learned throughout my life, and I'm no youngster. You know, you hear these things, but when I go to cities all over the world and I travel, I'm sorry. People are people. They're normally friendly. All right, enough of that. So what we have going on are more sanctions. The question is, how does Europe get away from Russian fuel? Russia is pushing more and more buttons. Today they said that, you know, in our rockets that go into the sky, put up satellites and all, you that are not friendly to us cannot ride on those rockets anymore. You have no access to them. Our friends do. So they got 10 launches scheduled. It'll probably be China. I imagine Iran might want to use it, but they've been hard at work developing their own weapons of mass destruction and ways to put satellites in the air. That's not going to be Cuba or Venezuela. That's the choice. I mean, it's just pretty smart to think about that. So when we look at it all, you can get breaks in the energy, but where are you going on a big break? Do you think tomorrow Russia's going to say, there's no way we're going to cut off the oil to you? That's their other weapon. The madman's got his finger and has absolutely got the world petrified that he's going to push the button. So that means I'm going to go from this country to this country. I won't go into your NATO countries. Finland, you're on my list. I'm going in there. What are you going to do, NATO? If you won't fight for Ukraine, why are you going to fight for them? I'm just giving crazy examples because as long as you got your finger on the button, you've said, I will push it if you push me. I'm going to do what I want. What do you do then? And that's what the dance is all about. You can talk about it all you want with the niceties of politics, but that's it. If you didn't have that button to push, NATO would be in there and he'd be gone. He has it, and he sounds like he's willing to push it. That's the dilemma. The word is sounds like. Don't know. Probably at the end of the day, his own people have to decide, does he belong in power? I'm not calling for a revolution. It's not my role here. When you take a look, though, at what the S&P's done, I'm sorry. All you did is rally back up to resistance. This is not a zone that I'd teach my clients or my students that you start buying here. In the S&P, you're up to a resistance. You can get to the next level, but this is generally where I've been thinking. You'd get up, a down, and up, and if you can crack through these lows, I think you've got a trade top. I didn't say a bear market. I'm looking for a trade top. I think we have, looking back to find the trade bottom, is the 4,100 zone. 41 and a quarter, who cares? Now what we've got is higher low, higher high. You know that you're in what I'm talking about, at least I think I'm in that. If you hit 44, 50. That's the number I'd write down on the chart. It's 50 points away from where you're at, not very far away. That would give me the work I need to say, okay, we have formed a trade top, and that works between the 200-day average and the 100. Am I bearish? Please don't take this to mean I'm bearish. I'm not. Nor am I bullish on this rally. I find it hard to get overly bullish. If I'm bullish here looking for a breakout, that means I'm going back up to the highs. Do you think this market belongs back up at those highs? Okay, maybe you do. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a chartist. If my chart says buy, I'm buying. But do I think it's going back up to those highs? No. Do I follow what I think? Absolutely not. Find that pretty crazy, right? But as a chartist, that's what I do. I'm either worth my salt charting or I'm not. You have an embedded reading. You got a bullish situation. The pros are going to buy this market. Yeah, I think they'll buy the market. Are they going to buy it tomorrow? No. Why? You've already made a higher high than yesterday. If you haven't, take my enhanced Bollinger Band course. You don't know what I'm talking about. If you've taken it, you're going, darn it, he showed me that again. NASDAQ, if we take out yesterday's high, did we embed? Let's just see. Not embedded there. Day 1, 2, this was there, 3. Can't count Friday. Let's go back. Thursday, Tuesday. Can't embed. So you don't have the same situation here, and you got to learn how to work at that. Okay, that's why that course is so important. I just see a massive amount of resistance in the market, in an uptrend, but overbought as can be. In the Dow, are we embedded? So I come right here, day 1 of embedding, day 2, day 3. Both numbers that make up the slow stochastic are over 80, 3 days in a row. They can go more than that, but they got the 3 days in a row. So here you are tonight. Now, what was the high today? It was 34,656. We've taken that out already. So even though you're embedded, all the buy signals that can come in tomorrow are negated the way that I teach the enhanced Bollinger Band course, and I'll leave it at that. In the Russell, you don't have an embedded reading, if I'm correct. No, you're not embedded, just overbought. A lot of resistance up through here. But I want to come back and say this. If you're getting bullish here, you've got to be looking at the longer term that you're going to get back up to the highs. Do you think you're going to get up to those most recent highs or new highs? I have my doubts. VIX cash has been the canary in the mine. I wrote it in my newsletter. I've been saying it. I'm saying this market is telling you can't get bullish yet. I mean bearish yet. Because as it keeps coming down with an embedded reading, that's bullish on the other side in the stock market. So this market, we have to see if it takes out today's low, then like that. If it first takes out the low of today and then goes up, you won't catch sellers on the rally. In the bonds, excuse me, I've been telling traders to be short this market on rallies, primarily, believe it or not in the futures. The futures, there's many reasons. When you go to the weekly charts with me this weekend, you'll see you're trading at the lower band. But if you look at TLT, AGG, BND, that is the spot to have been short at. In the same thing here. Bearish as can be. There's not any reason to be long. The only thing this market has going, and you'll see it this weekend, is you're under the Bollinger Band, but you can stay there 5 weeks in a row. So bearish, that's the way that I look at this market. Dollar index is fighting to decide, is it going to do anything, or has it done everything it's going to do, and these black lines are just going to keep narrowing in, and the market keeps doing one of these things. Well, if that's doing that, then you're going to do similar in the euro, because 40% of the weight of the dollar index is the euro currency. So it would do similar. So I think you got to look at other currencies for your plays. One of them I like right now is the British pound, unless it gets back under this low over here. I think the pros are buying right now into that 18-day average, looking for a pop. If they get it, they'll look at that resistance point. April Bitcoin. I had June up for a while. I've moved to the April because that's now where all the volume's going to go, not the June at this point. Uptrend, maybe we get to the upper Bollinger Band. You're overbought. Brent versus WTI, because of the uncertainty of what can happen with OPEC countries. And by the way, have you noticed how well and how strong Saudi Arabia is coming to the whole West to defend them and give them all the oil they want? Remember, they're the swing producer. Let's applaud them. They did it. Great job, Saudi Arabia. So you can, of course, I'm being facetious. Lower low, higher high, flat type market there. Same thing in the WTI crude. But bullish, it's hard to be bearish, these markets. I don't know many people that want to trade them because the swings are so big. And in nat gas, they got a big pop today because the U.S. is committing in a major way that we want to send natural gas. Mitch McConnell today said, can we not do away with all these new federal regulations and get that nat gas out? Well, why not, Mitch, say that about the pipeline? Let's say it about drilling, and let's say where we're at. We're in an energy crisis, and it's a war. And what we should do is act as though we're in wartime and get our pumps and everything going again. And I know the green people don't want to hear that. The problem is if this crazy man takes over Europe, what kind of life are they going to have, are we going to have? There gets to be a point where you have to say, I know it. I know it's wrong. But the Saudis are going to keep doing it. Iran's going to keep doing it. Russia's going to keep doing it. And 3 wrongs don't make a right. I get it. But do you want them controlling your energy costs? I hope not. So that's how I'm looking at things. You may disagree with it, and I do have an opinion, and I think I should say that opinion. Let me give you another opinion. I think this is the best app on the market. It does stocks, options, futures, news, oral quotes, oral news. You could be driving in a car and tell the phone, just while you're driving, play my quotes. And your quote file is going to play for you the way that you've set it up. You can read it. Everything's big. This is my phone. We captured all this. You can read the charts. I built this so that I'm not squinting. I have a lot of other firms' apps, and some of them, it's phenomenal. So I took the best of everything. Why not? Look at how our news goes. These are PDF reports. These are regular reports. You can read all this stuff. I'm not squinting. I don't want to squint. Audio. Who has audio reports? We do. So these are podcasts at its finest, all on the futures markets. You're driving in your car. Where are you going to get streaming quotes? You can't get it on your radio. You can't get it anywhere. We have it all for you. Stocks, options, futures. How do you get it? And it's free. Just go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. Top left, all you need to do, free offers. Give it a try. What do you have to lose? You don't like it, you hit delete on your home screen of your phone, and it's gone. I'm Ira. You have a great day, and I'll see you over the weekend when we do our weekly charts. They are going to be super interesting. Take care.